tell me Jack Campbell's numbers so far in the American League.
In 3 games, Jack Campbell has an 0-3 record and a .436 goals against average, along with an .819 save percentage.
That is really bad. That is bad at any level. That is especially bad for a $5 million goalie playing in the American League. I went back and watched the goals against last night. Did you?
Yeah.
It's bad. And I don't know where this goes from here, but we might be hitting a bit of a breaking point. Olivier Rodrigue is getting the start tonight for Bakersfield. Not stunning. It's the second of back-to-backs. But at some point, just rolling Jack Campbell out there is hurting Rodrigue's development, and it's hurting the Condors' chances of building up a winning program.
And winning is the best way to build. Is to develop, I think. You're going to build confidence throughout your organization if you have 3 good layers to it. Yep. And then when those players, whoever it may be, like the others have Borgo playing down there right now. Mm-hmm. And if he's losing every game, that's not going to help his development at all. And let's not forget that Olivier Rodrigue's a 2nd-round pick. Yeah. He's not some random guy they just signed. Like, they've invested a lot of time into this guy, and he deserves to play. But also, how do you not just try and get Campbell going at the same time? It's such an awkward spot for the organization to be in.
Oh, man, this is such a mess.
So I feel for Jack Campbell. And yesterday I tweeted
I'm losing my patience on feeling for him.
It's got to be
He got his bag. And I'm happy for him there.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people yesterday were tweeting to me when I said, where do you go from here? They said, is there a chance he retires? He's so miserable that he says, I'm done. There is zero chance he leaves $15 million on the table just to go retire and never play hockey again. That won't happen.
No.
So where do you go from here? I think for this season, there are actually a couple of interesting avenues. Remember last year?
We need a call him up LTIR situation.
I was thinking that too. Like, I wonder if
I'm pretty sure his groin's not good.
No,
Did you not hear that?
Well,
he's got a bad groin.
Where I was going with this on the human element, do you remember last year Spencer Knight went into the player assistance program? He didn't have a substance issue.
He had OCD problem. Oh,
yeah.
No, sorry. Shouldn't say OCD problem, but like he battles with OCD.
He was having mental health issues, and he went to the player assistance program to get help with that. I look at Jack Campbell. This is a guy who has struggled between the ears, and I know that's like a weird way to put it, but you get what I'm saying. His mental game is not always, it's never been a strength for him. And right now, I wonder about what he's going through, and if there's not something that he needs to get his hockey brain figured out before he can get his physical hockey side figured out and the results can start coming. I don't know the cap nuances. Usually when a player goes to the player assistance program, they're off the cap. But maybe there's something to be said where you just got to go to Jack Campbell and say, man, it's not happening this year.
Yeah.
And we think you need to go get your mind sorted out and then focus up in the summer and try to save your career then.
Like, there is a very talented athletic goaltender in that body.
Yeah.
Like that's what that body is. And it's kind of weird to talk about, but that's a path.
Tyler Mulick points out Slater Cuckoo, he was LTIR'd, right?
Yeah.
There was a mental health thing with him. He went on Luke Gazdick's podcast, the Mitts Off podcast, to talk about exactly that and everything he went through. Oliver Shillington, another example, sat out the entire season last year for the Calgary Flame. So someone said, a doctor has to be willing to risk their reputation to sign off on a fake LTIR. I don't think it's not fake.
Yeah, if it has to be genuine, you're right. It can't be fake.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's not the next step here for the rest of the season. If you just have to go to him at some point, and maybe it's not for another 3-4 weeks. Maybe you keep playing him every second game.
It should be him coming to you, right?
Yeah.
You can't go to him on that.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, the Oilers can't make this decision. Jack Campbell has to make the decision that this is something he thinks he needs to do. And if not, hopefully he can figure it out, because one, we pay him to be good, but also like it's just sucks to see a player just so down in the dumps, like, and eventually, like you said, there's a human element side to all of this, and you need him to get back to a certain level in all aspects.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand what you're saying too, Jay. Where like, this is a dude who's never gonna have to work again in his life because he got a massive ticket to play hockey.
Yeah, but like, and that's really, you lose your patience in the sense of like the Jack Campbell project is over.
Yeah.
Just for comparison's sake, I think Cal Peterson's the best one, right? In similar senses.
But way less term.
Yeah, just in the contract idea. Peterson went down to Ontario last season and had a 904 in 40 games and a 288. So like, respectable numbers.
Respectable American League numbers. Yeah.
So he's got a long way to go.
And as for this summer, it's buyout time. And I'll flash up the buyout here so everyone can get a decent visual of it. So obviously we know $5 million cap hit for this season and 2 more for Jack Campbell. If you buy him out this summer, it goes down to $1.1 million next year. You save 3.9. The next season, it's a $2.3 million cap hit, so you're saving 2.7. Year after that, it's 2.6, so you save 2.4. And then it's 3 years of dead cap space at $1.5 million.
Oh, man, we just got to get out of the dead cap space.
The tough balance here is like, we know no one's taking Jack Campbell off your hands.
No,
I don't think there's a Lucic for Neal trade out there.
No.
And I know some people floated that. It's easier to have a $5-6 million winger and bury him on your third or fourth line, find another team.
Campbell for Huberto?
Yeah, maybe. You can't hide a bad goalie. You can't play a bad goalie 6 minutes a night or healthy scratch him. That is straight up dead money. So if you're going to find a team, a San Jose, a whoever, who's okay taking on that contract, you're giving up multiple A+ assets. It's a first-round pick and a prospect to get out of that deal. If you retained 50%, is that more appetizing? Because then at least it's similar. You don't get as much savings in year 1, but
long-term.
Years 2 and 3 are similar.
It's still savings, though.
Yeah, it's still savings. Okay, so let me float it this way. Let's say San Jose goes, we will take him at 50% retained, but you still got to give us a first-round pick to do it. Do you do that, or do you just buy him out?
I would go on could it be 3 more years or 2.5?
Yeah.
And plus, you would probably get.
Then there's like the 3 years after that
of dead cap space on the buyout. But if you went 50%, you're right. It's 3 years of 2.5. Then
yeah, that's what I mean. If you were to trade him,
yeah.
So you trade a first-round pick and say you trade, I don't know, whatever prospect.
Are we getting Blackwood back?
I was going to say, if they're sending a goalie back, and it's Mackenzie
you'd have to put more into the deal.
I probably would. I would sweeten that deal even more to get.
And then we can say we're just paying. We can justify mentally so we can sleep at night that we're just paying Blackwood $5 million a year.
And the thing about it too is,
and his deal's up quicker.
We all said it's good that the Oilers pay like $7 million for 2 goalies, right? Or $8 million, whatever it is. Like, you have 2 goalies you can trust. I think that's the deal you make rather than try and buy him out.
I would 100% do 50% retained, a first, and maybe even another piece if they're going to give you Blackwood back at his cap hit.
Well, there's got to be another piece.
Yeah.
Would that be a deal that happens for you this season then? Or because Blackwood,
ideally, yes, because we're all in now, right? Like, everything needs to happen now.
So Blackwood is $2.35 million for this season and next season.
2.65?
3.
2.35.
2.35. Yeah, okay, so you're still saving whatever $110K to get a more reliable goalie. And actually, a first-round pick might be enough there. Like, your first this year might be enough to get that done.
But to get Blackwood coming back, though?
Oh, yeah, no, you're probably right. You need to know
who's actually now established himself as an asset.
This needs to be a trade.
And they're going through full rebuild.
Yeah. Maybe they'd be interested in Rodriguez in that deal, too, and you just give them Campbell and Rodriguez and say,
That's fair.
You got a guy to get you through your rebuild. You got a guy with upside and a first-round pick. Give us Blackwood. Help us out with the money, and we're good.
But I'd be a shame if Rodriguez became something. Like, that's why we got to get him in games now to see what we got.
I know.
Yeah, he's only played twice this season.
And the thing is, though, like, we're in must-win. Like, we can't be.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We put ourselves in a situation where we can't tweak and kind of do any experiments right now.
Yeah.
It's just you got to put the best roster that you have available to win every night.
If this is a layer to it that they have to consider as well. If the Oilers continue to be bad, there is no point in trading Jack Campbell this season. Like, there's no point in giving up a first-round pick.
Well, your first-round pick might be a really good pick.
Exactly.
If we're out of the playoffs, of course.
Yeah, and then you have to think about, like, Fogle and those kind of guys, too, and then retooling for the year after. So this isn't something I think they should do. Well, actually, maybe they should do it, like, tomorrow. But if in, like, 20 games from now they're still thinking about it, then it's like, okay, well, evaluate where you are.